welcome. I'm Master Lama Rasaji, and this is our Thursday edition of Rasaji Speaks. Don't forget about PFL today. We're going to have Sister Karen is going to be hosting today, and Sister Jacqueline and Care are going to talk about the beauty within and without. In other words, how you beautify and cleanse yourself and cleanse your house. And Sister Care will be talking about cleansing your bloodstream on the inside. It should be a fascinating program. Two dynamo women. I think that you'll love it. Actually, three, because Karen herself is one heck of a dynamo. So don't miss out. Also, tonight is Master David's live class. So make sure you hook up with Master David and get into that live class. Today is called Financial Reset. The inevitably in the dark yuga. We're in the second yuga of ascension, right? And there are things that you need to do that normally people would not do. For years, people have allowed people who are unconscious to manage their money. And then when all of a sudden something happens, they want to blame the source. Where is the real blame? You need to probably look in the mirror. That's why we do mirror meditation, right? Over here, we're doing something different, something so different. We're offering an entity that pays pretty fair with a clause that means that you have control of an acre of land also when we build our lamasery in the next few years. That is in itself is extremely powerful. But from time to time, I'll get on a Zoom with someone who wants to know more, who wants to take personal responsibility for investing. Now, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a stockbroker. I don't have a Series 6, Series 7 license, a life and annuity. I don't have any of that. But I've studied that in the early 90s to become a financial planner. That's what I thought I was doing. Later, it became obvious that I was learning how the whole financial system in the world worked, the banking industry, the insurance industry, and the brokerage house. Today, you have to throw on top of that the futures industry, the commodities industry, crypto industry. I mean, you have to, it's amazing. You want to learn that whatever you do to build a diversified, well-stable, and well-balanced portfolio. And you want that return to exceed inflation. If you're doubling the cost of inflation, you're really accumulating wealth. That's a fact. They estimate annual inflation now, from a conservative point of view, is 2.5% to as much as 5%. So anything returning over 5%, you're getting pretty fair to middling, right? When you get up around 10 plus, you're really, really getting. That's what you want your portfolio to average. That's what PFL tries to do year in and year out. And so far in the last couple of years, we've been able to do that. And that's pretty powerful. We're not invested into one asset class. And most of our investments are tied up for 5 years or longer in order to grow that equity the way that we do. Everybody should be in a certain amount of precious metals, at least a small amount, right? Silver, gold, copper, what have you. Some want to own the stock, some want to own the physical. It's nice to do a little bit of both, right? Everybody should own some crypto, three, four, five different cryptos. Maybe you can have that with your brokerage account. I kind of like to have that separately with an account that specializes in crypto. Just like there's companies that specialize in buying stock or buying closed in mutual funds or that trade a basket of equities in one entity. Actually, you can get baskets of AI stocks today that are very popular and also crypto too. And those have produced a fair to middling return. Of course, no guarantee of what you've done in the past is ever a guarantee in the future. But definitely you can learn from the past and you can learn to do better in the future. And that's what it's all about. The key of it is as we move forwards, what we call currency in itself will be diversified as we move over the next 20 to 30 years through the portal of Shiva. As we also will understand is that different asset classes are equally important, right? Sometimes people like to trade in the forex. They like to trade one currency for another. Example, the Japanese yen against the US dollar. Some people would rather own some yen and own some dollars. You understand? So there's a lot of ways to diversify, but if you're diversified at least in about 6 to 12 ways, you're doing pretty good. And as the world shifts, as we go deeper and deeper into this yuga, this age, you'll be feeling like you're pretty in good shape. And that's what you want to do. You want to be able to do. Nobody can pick today, not one single person that I know, after 30 years of investing myself and say, this is going to be the dominant form of currency. They can't pick. They might BS you a lot, but they can't pick. They also can't tell you what will be the dominant asset class based on the concepts. When the experts can't do that yourself, then common sense should tell you, which is guided by your spirit, that I want to have multiple forms of currency and multiple asset classes. See, that's a no-brainer, right? And then you feel a lot better when you sleep at night. Of course, energy is the key, yes? Because it's the currency of life. So I want to know what the world values these different currencies and asset classes, but I also want to know what the intrinsic value of the currency and the asset. That begins to teach you a lot. They're not all weight the same when it comes to intrinsic, right? Just like there's a difference between one human and another human, intrinsic. There's a major difference between a human and an animal or a human and a plant, right? Intrinsically, there's a major difference. It's the same with currencies and it's the same with assets. See, we look at in the lamasery, we look at the financial arena a little different. And remember, whether you like what Lamaji does or doesn't do, we look at what the world does and we decided to go the other way, the opposite way. And that seems to have served us really, really powerful. Baraka Bashad, may the blessings be to you and purposely to your glorious family. Don't forget again, Sister Karen is hosting today, and you got Fireball Sister Jacqueline and Fireball Miss Kara Posset, And it should be a very interesting, the beauty without and the beauty within. That's a really cool thing. Okay? God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow on Shangri-La Friday's meeting. Love you all. Take care.